Okay everyone, welcome back to something a tiny bit different. With the next Winterfest quite literally just around the corner, hell it might even have started by the time this video comes out, I decided to look back and rank every single Winterfest in Fortnite history from best to worst. So we're just going to be ranking these on 3 different points. The gameplay, the rewards, and the Christmas vibes. That is critical to a Winterfest. If a Winterfest does not have Christmas vibes, it just won't feel right. Hey, but with all that out of the way, sit on down, grab yourself a hot chocolate, and let the ranking begin. Let's start off at the number 8 spot with Chapter 5 Season 1's Winterfest. It was just embarrassing, dude. I mean, especially after like a pretty generational run of Winterfests. I mean, I'm pretty sure there wasn't even a bad one before this point. Like, yeah, sure, some were mid, but they weren't bad. This was bad. Alright, so to start off with, all of the snow was already on the map when we got there. Now, I don't like that. There's a few Winterfests on this list which also do that. They're a bit higher because they're actually, you know, good. But no, I really don't like it when there's already snow on the map before Winterfest actually begins. But listen, do I even need to say why this is the worst Winterfest of all time? They got rid of the cabin. It's not that they didn't have the cabin, they got rid of it. That was a conscious choice. They decided to do that. I don't know why. It made everything feel so miserable. I'm pretty sure all it was, you'd like go to your quest menu, you press a single button, you won't get to choose, you'd just get your present for the day. I mean, the rewards were okay. You had Holiday Boxy, which I don't know, it's not the best in the world, but then you had the Winterfest Bush Ranger. I think that's actually a really good Winterfest skin, and I'm not gonna lie, it almost carried it to the number 7 spot, but I thought about it for a second. I was like, no, this is actually the worst Winterfest of all time. I mean, it had no jolliness, no whimsy, and that's why it's ended up all the way at number 8. Alright, and coming up at the number 7 spot is the original winter event, all the way back from Chapter 1, Season 2. Now listen, this one was bare bones. Literally, it was day 1 of Season 2, you know, the game had barely got going. And that's why it's gone above Chapter 5, because Chapter 5, like, the game had 6 years under its belt. It had no excuse to be as bad as it was. And you're probably wondering, you said you'd be ranking these on rewards. Obviously, early Chapter 1 didn't really do free rewards. Now see, the thing about this event is that it had a generational run of skins. Seriously, let me list some of these off. Codename Elf, Red Nose Raider, Nog Ops, Yuletide Ranger, Crack Shot, Ginger Gunner, the Merry Marauder. I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here? I mean, this is one of the best Christmas skin lineups we have had in Fortnite history. I mean, hell, right now, this Christmas, I'm running Codename Elf as my Christmas skin. And especially as the game was only in, what, like, its first few months of existence, really. The fact it came out with such a legendary run of skins is insane to me. Now, listen, yes, I know, all it really added was a reskinned grenade launcher and a few bushes with some lights in it. Side note, I wish they would add those back for every single Winterfest. They were such a nice feature, and I don't know why they ever removed them. So listen, yeah, while it's simple, it is potentially one of the most generational runs in terms of Fortnite skins in Fortnite history, and that's why it's ended up at the number 7 spot. Alright everybody, and coming up at the number 6 spot is Chapter 4 Season 1's Winterfest. I don't know, this event just feels very forgettable. I don't remember much about it. I mean, even Chapter 5 Season 1, I still have memories of that time. This one, I've got nothing. And the fact it's so forgettable is such a shame, because I've looked at the list of rewards, the list of stuff you had to do. I mean, you had Arctic Adeline, you had Sled Ready Guff. I mean, I am going to include Guff Gringle on this list because technically they were free, even if it was only on PC for whatever reason. I don't really get that, but free's free, and I own it, so. Now, this is the first one on the list with the Winterfest cabin. I love the Winterfest cabin. It's such a mainstay of the Winterfest event. I mean, Chapter 5 Season 1, it removed it and it ended up at the bottom of the list. But there was just one thing that held this one back, and that was the fact that there was no snow at all. This was so sad. I remember being so disappointed that there was just no snow on the map. I mean, hell, even in something like, I don't know, Chapter 2 Season 5's Winterfest event, which is coming up very soon, even that had some snow, even if it didn't have much snow. But no, this had nothing. I'm of the opinion that the map needs to be fully coated in snow for it to feel like Winterfest, even if it's only for Christmas Day. They barely put any effort into the holiday decoration. I mean, I still remember the Fortnite mares for that chapter, and the only decoration was like, I don't know, a candy basket. But yeah, no, honestly, I think this Winterfest just got overshadowed by the Most Wanted event. You know, the little mini pass that came just before this. Yeah, it just absolutely overshadowed it, and that's why it's ended up all the way at the number 6 spot. Alright, but coming up next, and the number 5 spot is one I've literally just mentioned, is Chapter 2 Season 5's Winterfest event, Operation Snowdown. Now this was cool, I enjoyed this one. We get to the part of the list where the Winterfest are actually good and good. I mean, listen, the skins, really good. You had the Snowmando, you had the Frost Squad skin. Honestly, I still kind of use Snowmando every now and again when it's winter. I mean, of course, you can't go without mentioning, this was the whole mainstay of the event. Planes came back. That was so cool. You know, they had fuel, which I think was stupid. I mean, obviously had that one emo, you know, the one where you go around singing like a carol singer. That was pretty cool. And it also teased the fact that we were at the end of a chapter. There's just one thing that upsets me about this event, and it's the fact that, I don't know, they just didn't bother with the snow map. Now, yeah, I know you had a desert in the middle, which would be a good point to make if you didn't cover the desert for 2 separate snow maps. I mean, Season 7, the entire desert biome was covered. Chapter 3, Season 1, the only reason the whole desert biome wasn't covered was because of the jungle biome. There was no reason you couldn't just full snow on the map like you did the year before. Everyone thought it was just going to grow for Christmas Day, and it just didn't. And that's kind of how I'd summarize this event. It started off really strong. Everybody was waiting for it to kick into action, and then it ended. Listen, I hated it at the time. Yeah, at the time, it was the worst Winterfest we had ever gotten. But now we've had some worse ones. It's kind of grown on me. And that's why it's ended up right at the middle of this list at the number 5 spot. Oh, right, and coming up next at the number 4 spot is Chapter 3 Season 1's Winterfest. Now, wait. I know this is a fan favorite, but you just gotta hear me out. You just gotta hear me out. I think this one is goated, but I do think there's some better ones that come up later on this list. Now listen, yeah, of course, the skins, you had Frozen Peely and Crisabel. Not the best, but Frozen Peely's quite cool. I remember seeing him everywhere for months after this Winterfest event. Everybody loved that skin for a little while. I gotta say, honorable mention to Loot in the Mountains, the music pack. Absolutely goated music pack. I'm playing it in the background actually. I mean, actually, you had a whole cinematic to kick off this event, which is kind of like a common theme with the top 4 on this list. But this one was actually really cool. I mean, you had like Spider-Man, all that stuff narrating the trailer, which, you know, made sense. And hey, listen, if you're feeling nostalgic for that Chapter 3 Christmas time, so am I. So leave a like down below and hit subscribe. It'd mean the world to me. I mean, listen, you almost had a full snow map, but it did kind of make sense with how the map was laid out. It's a jungle. You're not going to get snow in the jungle. I'm okay with that. And of course, the whole snow map actually led to the Tilted Towers unmelting, which was the most insane moment in that entire season. Obviously not strictly part of the Winterfest, but kind of affected by it. I thought I'd mention it. Overall, this was just a really good event. And you know what? I've got no complaints about it. There were just 3 more events on this list, which I just prefer to this one. And one of those 3 coming up next is Chapter 1 Season 7's 14 Days of Christmas. I mean, you talk to anyone who played through this event, it was special. You had to be there. It was one of the coziest times in Fortnite history. I mean, you put the Fortnite festive music track on, absolutely perfect. Dude, this was the most cozy time to ever play Fortnite. I mean, obviously, it had help being in a Christmas season. As of recording, OG Fortnite is in Season 7, and it feels so good. I mean, of course, you had the decorations. I haven't been mentioning them much, but the decorations in this update were absolutely stacked up. And while you didn't really have free skins as of such, you had the mini Gingy back bling. You had the Take the Elf emotes. You had the iconic Equalizer glider. Anyone who played late Chapter 1, early Chapter 2, you still have that glided music stuck in your head. I'm going to play a bit of it now. But everybody get excited. They had a full snow map. Yes! This is what Fortnite should always do. It makes it feel Christmassy instantly. I am counting down the days until that full snow map comes back. Seriously, the Christmas vibes were baked into the season itself, so a Christmas event during it is just going to be 10 times better, and I think it is 10 times better than anything that's come before it. It is simply one of the best Christmas events the game has ever done, but it's not the best, and there's 2 more coming up on this list, which I think are slightly better than it. And coming up at the number 2 spot, this is going to be a controversial one, and this might just be my bias because I absolutely love the season it took place in general, but it is Chapter 6 Season 1's Winterfest, which of course is more commonly known as the one with Mariah Carey in it. This was such a nice and cozy little event. I mean, you had so much going on. Listen, Chapter 1 Season 7, absolutely goated. It's one of the best of all time, but it didn't really have much going on. It was still getting going. This one is what a winter event should be. I mean, it had obviously the cabin, all the free remotes, you had Santa Dog and Yule Jacket. Now listen, they're kind of mid skins, but technically Santa Dog is the closest we've ever got to an actual Santa Claus skin apart from Sergeant Winter. So it's pretty good on that field. Of course, you had an actual full concert, which I've just mentioned in my mini events ranking video. Go check it out after this one. But of course, Mariah Carey came out of the block of ice, sung All I Want for Christmas Is You. Really cool. You got to try out the emote from the shop, which is actually really cool. I wish they'd let you do that more. I mean, Night Shift Forest, completely covered in snow. Such a goated POI, suddenly became even more goated. I think everything just looks better with snow on it. And I forgot to mention, it was almost a full snow map. They almost went there. I don't know why they didn't. They should have done it, but at the end of the day, I mean, you had a couple new items like the Blizzard Grenade and Icy Feet. I was carrying Icy Feet every single time I saw it on the floor. You couldn't. It was just such a good movement item. I mean, seriously, I was carrying this every single game. This and a Typhoon Blade. It was elite movement. I forgot to mention for all these previous ones, because it really doesn't matter, because there's only really one that sticks out like a sore thumb. Chapter 5. It's like, I prefer it when there's a Winterfest cabin on the map, you know, like the Crackshot cabin. It was basically my drop spot for that chapter. If I didn't know where to drop on that map, I'd just drop on the cabin. Honestly, it was a perfect addition to the middle of the map, and I could not imagine the Chapter 6 map without it. But yeah, no, honestly, it's one of the best Winterfests of all time. You can definitely swap Chapter 6 Season 1 and Chapter 1 to Season 7 around, but I'm sure you're all wondering, what's at the #1 spot on this list? And sitting all the way at the #1 spot on this list is Chapter 2 Season 1's Winterfest. And oh my god, do I have so much to gush about this event. I mean, starting it off, you had the backshot, you had the Crackshot's cabin. Can I just say how good of a change that was? It changed Winterfest forever. So many good rewards. You had Lieutenant Evergreen, which is such a cool skin. I mean, you had the Woolly Warrior, which was really cool. I remember my younger brother used to main the hell out of that skin. I mean, the free rewards in general were absolutely goated. You had, you know, the Millennium Falcon. That is one of the coolest gliders of all time. And to this day, it's the only Fortnite cosmetic that can kill an epileptic person. I mean, you had the beautiful Winter Skybox. I miss the Winter Skyboxes. I wish they'd do Winter Skyboxes more often. You had a full snow map again. I rank things very highly on the amount of snow that's on the map. All of the map was snow. You had snowstorms. You had all the lightsabers, which made it feel even more special. You had the incredibly unfortunate 2020 glider. Now, listen, that is it's a glider of all time, but it was still pretty cool for what it was. Dude, this winter event was just the GOAT. Fortnite has never felt any cozier, any more wintry, any more Christmassy than this exact moment in Fortnite history. And that's why it's ended up at the #1 spot. Okay then, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the ranking video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. Absolutely means the world to me. I also just want to let you all know I'm going to be taking a tiny bit of a Christmas break. There's going to be a 5-minute video coming out close to Christmas, wishing you all a Merry Christmas, of course. And I'll get back to making content as soon as the Christmas break is over. But stay safe, drink some hot chocolate, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.